All right, the breaking news this morning, 2 people dead, more than 50 injured and taken to local hospitals after an Amtrak train with more than 140 people on it crashed into a CSX freight train in South Carolina. Now, right now, there is a news conference that's happening with the South Carolina Emergency Management and Lexington County Sheriff. We'll get the new information from that and bring that to you as soon as we get that in.
We are monitoring that. We know that the engine derailed. There were several passenger cars that derailed. 3 area hospitals are treating those victims, but all of the passengers are now off the train. This is one of the first pictures we received. As you can see it there with at least 1 or 2 of those cars that are off the tracks. This happened about just a little more than 4 hours ago at 2:30 in the morning in Casey, South Carolina, or Pine Ridge is what they're saying locally there. The train was running between New York and Miami, and those folks who are not injured have been transported to Pine Ridge Middle School. Red Cross is assisting them there as they try now to determine where they go from here. This is a long route. We just talked to one of the passengers who was in one of the trains, in the train cars in the back of the train, and he said he was going to Orlando from Philadelphia. So they are in the middle of their route and now trying to figure out what to do.
We've got Paul
Middle School. We also have more than a dozen volunteers and staff that are either on their way here or here right now. Those staff members and volunteers are coming from across the state to assist with this effort. We have emergency response vehicle that's coming as well that will be at the reception site to provide water and snacks and those sorts of things. And we are going to continue to work with the government partners you see up here with first responders and assist them as the investigation and as the day progresses. Again, the Red Cross is going to be here for as long as needed. We're going to step in any way that we are asked to help, because obviously today is quite a tragic day for so many people, and the Red Cross is going to be here to help for as long as we're needed. Thank you.
All right, this time, any questions?
Any roads blocked at this point?
Right now, the only roads blocked would be Pine Ridge Drive, and it's the one that runs right here next to EMD all the way down to 321.
Can you characterize the 70 injuries with the range?
I'll let Harrison take care of that for you.
So the 70 injuries range, obviously, in variety. We have anything from small scratches and bumps to more severe broken bones. So they kind of run the gamut in between that.
Are they non-life-threatening?
That at that time, I don't have that information, but I can get that information.
Can you go over again the basics of what happened here today? I wasn't rolling at the very beginning, just so I have it for the details. What happened this morning?
Yeah, so there was a train collision and derailment near Charleston Highway and Pine Ridge Drive between a freight train and a passenger train. When we arrived on scene, we began assisting passengers off of that train. At this time, there are no passengers on the train. It's very important to put that out. There were about 70 passengers that were transported to local area hospitals for various injuries. There were 2 fatalities according to the Lexington County Coroner's Office. That has been confirmed. And right now, we're also asking people that if they have any concerns or want more information to call Amtrak info line. That number is 1-800-523-9101. Again, that's the Amtrak info line. That's 1-800-523-9101.
Were the fatalities from the CSX or from Amtrak?
At that point, I don't have that information. At this point, I don't have that information. That will probably come out either from CSX or the Lexington County Coroner's Office.
Do you know in which direction the trains were traveling?
At this point, no. We just know that they collided on the tracks.
Any idea of why they collided?
Not at this time. That will be up to the investigation of CSX and the National NTSB.
What about hazardous material on the CSX train?
There was our hazmat team did respond. We were able to secure 2 leaks of fuel from the trains. Right now, we're estimating about 5,000 gallons of fuel has spilled. We have called in DHEC and CSX's DHEC team to secure that leak, and we are also assisting in that as much as we can.
But no threat to the greater public?
No threat to the public at this time.
Derek, I'm sure every year you guys must think of 2005 Graniteville. Anytime you hear of a train wreck, that immediately comes to mind. Can you talk about the amount of training that goes into
Absolutely. Well, this is not our first train derailment. We've had. You mentioned the Graniteville incident in 2005. This is nothing like that. Unfortunately, we have many more people who were affected directly by this incident. It's unfortunate that we have 2 fatalities. Our hearts are with those families right now. We want to make sure right now the focus is on the passengers on that train, that they have someplace warm, that any unmet needs that they may have, that those are being attended to. But we do have extensive training and working with our local first responders and our county emergency managers in terms of who calls who, where do you go to get resources, how can we reach out to any of the train companies and so forth. So you're absolutely right. That's something that we look at every single year. Okay, anything else?
Anything the public can do to help at this point?
Right now, stay away from this area. If you were going to come to Pine Ridge for whatever reason, might be best to delay your trip or your plans for the next couple of hours. If there's any information, call that Amtrak number that Harrison just gave. If there's anything that we can do or any information that you might need, especially if you have a loved one who was on board this train, call that telephone number, and Harrison can give it right here directly in just a minute. Okay. Fortunately, this is a relatively low traffic area in terms of, especially on a Sunday. Highway 321 traffic impact should be minimal.
Can you talk about, I guess, the span of wreckage? Is it a quarter of a mile, half a mile?
Yeah, that's one of the things we're trying to determine and get more information for you. We'll have all of that type of thing, and especially in regards to what the NTSB is doing, what Amtrak will be doing, that will all come out a little bit later. All right, we'll try to have another briefing as we have more information, but this will be the Joint Information Center, the media briefing area, so any official information about this incident will come from right here. And of course, you guys have our telephone number, so anything comes up, just give us a call, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, you've been listening to the latest information coming here from the South Carolina Emergency Management Division and Lexington County Sheriff there. The update here, the increase of the number of those injured and transported to local hospitals up to 70 now. People, and the description there, the range of injuries from small scratches and bumps to severe broken bones. We know that there have been 2 fatalities reported. We do not know if those are passengers or crew, but this coming from this crash of an Amtrak train 91 into a CSX train there in Casey, South Carolina. But you heard the local reference to the Pine Ridge community. We've learned from South Carolina Emergency Management that this is near Interstates 26 and 77, if you know the area. Several cars, you see one of the photos on the right of your screen, several passenger cars derailed. We still don't know how many, but according to one of the passengers on the train, Derek Petaway, who we spoke with a few moments ago, he was on a sleeper car in the rear of this train. His car, the car he was on, derailed but was still upright.
And as you can see this on your right-hand side of the screen, that is one of the first pictures that we have gotten of the scene. This happening just about 4.5 hours ago when these trains collided and derailed. But we do know that they are the people who are still there, who were not severely injured, not taken to hospitals or taken to a shelter, a middle school, Pine Ridge, where the Red Cross is supporting their efforts there. You heard the gentleman there talking about he wants to get them warm, they want to get them fed, they want to make sure that they know what to do, because now at the end of the day, when you think about it, some of these people are stuck in between where they came from and where they were going, and they now have to determine how to get to their immediate location.